This instructional module will provide information on problem behaviors, functions of problem behaviors, applied behavior analysis, extraneous factors impacting problem behavior, interventions, conducting functional assessment, functionally equivalent behaviors, and it will also provide helpful resources that can be used to get more information about problem behavior. The term applied behavior analysis refers to the direct application of behavior change principles in everyday situations and settings. Horner describes ABA as the application of behavioral principles to produce socially significant changes in behavior. ABA also implies an interest in understanding behavior and its functional relationship to environmental factors. The principles of ABA will help you understand the way behavior functions, the environmental factors that influence it, and how knowledge may be used in designing interventions. The video you have just watched clearly shows problem behaviors. This is a student who is displaying various problem behaviors. Problem behaviors can occur in the classroom, at home, and in public settings. Problem behaviors may consist of disruptive behavior, non-compliance, verbal or physical abuse, property destruction, and aggression. There's always a reason why students behave the way they do. They either gain something or avoid something in the process, listed as the three functions of behavior. It is very important that we also keep in mind some of the other factors that may influence behavior. Listed are some of those factors. These are extraneous variables that impact behavior. One example is the setting events. It has been described in detail, and we also have antecedents that can influence behavior. As we look at these problem behaviors displayed in the graphics, we need to remember the behavioral chain. The behavioral chain includes antecedents, behaviors, and consequences. We also need to remember the principles of behavior. The principles of behavior include reinforcement, punishment, and extinction. And we also need to remember the functions of behavior. The two functions of behavior include to gain something or to avoid something. Is that the sound you hear in a classroom that has children with problem behaviors? I'm sure it is. Several things have to be considered. First, what should teachers know about behavior in order to prevent problem behavior? Second, how can we determine with certainty why a problem behavior occurred? Finally, what should a teacher do to intervene and prevent further problem behavior? step is to conduct a functional assessment. A functional assessment is a method of identifying the variables that reliably predict and maintain problem behaviors. Listed below are the 5 steps to conduct a functional assessment. There are 3 strategies for conducting a functional assessment. The first strategy is using the informant method, where the teacher interviews individuals or others who know the individual. We have the direct observation, where the teacher observes the individual in the environment where the problem behavior or problem behaviors are occurring and collects real data. And finally, we have a functional analysis, where a teacher manipulates possible variables to determine causal variables that are maintaining the problem behavior. Once you have conducted a functional assessment, you will use your functional assessment to identify possible consequences that maintain the problem behavior. Develop a hypothesis statement about the functional behavior. For example, is John getting social attention, or is he avoiding or escaping an undesirable activity or event? The example that has been provided, for example, when Tom is presented with schoolwork, he pushes his desk over and the teacher comes over and helps him do his work. So he's avoiding doing his work by himself and trying to get teacher attention. Once we know the probable function, we want to replace problem behavior with a behavior that serves the same purpose. This is known as a functionally equivalent behavior. For example, when Tom is presented with schoolwork, he will raise his hand and the teacher will come over to help him. So he will still get teacher attention, but he has used appropriate methods to get teacher attention. Once you have conducted your functional assessment and you have determined the function of a problem behavior, you need to implement your intervention. To implement your intervention, you need to develop instructional plans that include data monitoring. Your instructional plan should list how you will teach your alternative behavior. Basically, what strategies will you employ? For example, you could use prompting, you could use reinforcement, you could use shaping. Data should be taken on problem behavior as well as the alternative behavior. For example, you need to note down, did it occur? How long it occurred? How many times it occurred? Did the person do the alternative behavior independently, or was the person prompted? Now it is time for you to answer the following questions to test your understanding of problem behavior.
You're smart, 'cause I'm taking